All right, so today I want to share with you guys something that I've been using for a few weeks, testing out on clients and training partners, and seeing what kind of results that I get. So one day I was using, I used the trigger point percussor here at the gym. I liked them so much that I ended up getting two, just because I knew that these were going to be in use so much that I needed to have two on hand so that one wasn't always taken up. So I was using it on myself one day, and then just because I wanted to see what would happen, I ended up using both of them on the same muscle group. And I feel like I stumbled upon something that's very effective when treating muscles in soft tissue. So I'll show you what I found was that when I get on the sides of one muscle, so I'm not encapsulating a bunch of different muscles, I'm on the sides of one muscle group. What I found was I get almost like an echo or a rebound effect, a reverberating effect through the muscle. And what's going on is that the vibrations from one is reaching the vibrations of the other. And this is essentially exactly like how sound waves act, right? Sound is just vibrations through the air, and this is vibrations through muscle tissue. And so sometimes the vibrations will, get off rhythm, but there you go. You can see it creating waves, and that's not just through the skin. That's not just superficial. You can feel that going through the muscle, but then you can see here, if I go through the entire leg, the effect is less pronounced, right? Because now the vibration is having to travel through multiple tissues. You can still feel, it feels way different than if I just have one percussor on, right? But you get less of an effect when you try to go through an entire or several muscle groups at once versus one muscle group. The vibrations go right back and forth to each other, and you get a very, very strong effect. This can be almost too intense for people on certain muscle groups. So what I'm going to do now is show you some applications that I've been using on clients. I'll have Trish be the client today. So let's go ahead and set it up. That's good. So let's go ahead and lay face down. Yeah, face down. Okay, and have your foot hang off the back of the table right here. All right, so one of the most popular uses that I've come across so far is releasing the lower leg muscles. So again, you know what you're looking for. You're looking for that vibration, that wave going through the muscle groups. And this particular area, this is one of those areas where I said like it can be really intense for people. Okay, these muscle groups here can be very tight, especially people complaining of plantar fasciitis like symptoms. This area is going to be really, really tight and tense. Now I want to hit on something again about these percussors, something pointed out to me by Ken Kanakin. When you're looking at percussors, you want to look for one with a very short stroke length, okay? So the stroke length is how far in and out the head of the percussor is moving in and out, okay? A long stroke length, like some of the earlier models, like the first Tim Tam and whatnot, they had a very long stroke length. So you could only use them on very large muscle groups. If you use them on anywhere delicate, right, the stroke length was so long that you run the risk of injuring the client, bruising them, irritating the tissues even more. So I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but there's like a strong wave going through her entire calf muscles right here. And she's making some noises. This is very intense. Now sometimes what I'll do is I'll have the client, go ahead Trish, you're gonna move your foot up and down, plantar dorsiflexion. Just slow, yep, just keep going back and forth, back and forth. So now she's taking that muscle group, those muscle groups through the range of motion while we're sending those waves through them. And again, you're gonna get some really good effects from this. Okay, so that's one application I like using on people. Another one, go ahead, lay on your back. So I can't show you all the applications with this, I mean, there are tons of muscle groups, right? People complain about all the time being tight and sore, but I just want to show you some of the applications. And if you're, you know, a well-educated coach, you know your anatomy, you can come up with your own list of applications as well. So again, like I was doing on myself, the quad area, yep, so you can see right here, right? She just trained legs very hard yesterday. This is going to be very tense for her, very intense. Okay, so again, you want to try to isolate the quadricep muscles one by one. You don't want to try to just do the whole leg by itself. You don't get too much of an effect, right? So you're either working on the VMO, tracing the outline of the VMO, right? You're going to work on rectus femoris here in the middle. If you press really deep in there, right, you can get in there deeper, obviously, rather than just letting the percussor heads rest on the muscle tissue. So maybe you can see those waves traveling through her legs. And again, like I said, that's not just skin moving, that's going through the entire muscle. That really helps to loosen everything up. Okay, we'll go ahead and go through another application. Lay on your side, lay on this side. Scoot, yep, not so far. Scoot back, there you go, right there. Okay, so again, this can be another pretty intense application. We're gonna let this leg hang off here. Yep, off the table, good. I'm gonna support her so she doesn't fall. So what we're doing is letting this relax right here. Again, this can be a very intense application right here, but it's an area that plagues a lot of people. So we'll do glute med, right? Getting into that side area right here. So instead of working, you know, directly on the IT band, you work on the muscle groups that form the IT band, the TFL, the glute med. Okay, so she's clothed here. You won't see the waves too much. Okay, in this same position, you can go ahead, send those waves through the lower torso. Make sure you find the top of her pelvis so you're not hitting the bone, and you're gonna hit the sides. And again, you can't see this, but she can feel it. Those waves going through QL, you know, maybe we can go out on a limb here and say that those waves are hitting psoas. If I put the percussor head close to the spine, okay? I mean, this is intense for her, right? These are hitting some tight muscle groups. You can go right here. And she's letting that leg hang off the table, letting this stretch, get some traction on here. All right, I'll stop putting her through that. So go ahead, come up. Okay, so now we're gonna do go ahead, come up. Let's move this table back.
Back?
Yeah. You face the camera. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, so this is another really great application. I've had some really good success on clients with lat tightness around the shoulder area, triceps, biceps, pec. You can get the whole gamut here. So she's gonna step out, she's gonna get some traction, she's gonna let the band pull on the arm this way, and she's gonna let gravity pull her body this way. So whether you wanna use the word decoaptation or just traction of the joint, whatever floats your boat, she's gonna let this joint area here relax, okay? Then, like I said, you can hit any different area that the client is complaining about. So here we go, subscap area. You can send waves to the entire muscle group. This is incredible. Sometimes when I'm doing this on clients that complain about tightness in this area, you can see the arm lengthen. You can see this joint lengthen as that muscle relaxes, right? You can go down, get into the lat. She just finished the bench workout this morning, so again, these are gonna be kind of tender on her, okay? We can work that long head of the tricep up in that shoulder joint and work down the tricep. So normally I would be really patient with this technique, and I would keep I would keep the percussors on a specific area for anywhere between 10 to 20 seconds at a time, and let the body just sort of, the muscle tissue melt underneath those vibrations, okay? Okay, this can be a really tense area right here for people working that pec, okay? So again, I'm hoping the camera can pick this up, but there are some real big waves going through that entire muscle group. Now, one thing I like to do in my soft tissue practice is I like to work in a specific order. So I don't use just one modality on a client. I use several different types of modalities that, you know, I've been learning soft tissue work for 11, 12 years now. And I always try to start with the deepest modality first. So the one that I use the most pressure with, the one that's going to work the deepest in a muscle area, right? And then what I do is I work my way out. Okay, it's kind of like sweeping up your tracks in the snow. Okay, so I'll, you know, say that I was going to be working on her pec area. I might start with something like deep tissue massage, just for an example, and then work with some stretching. And then before she leaves, I might work with these percussors, because what I feel like is that these percussors is like, it's like shaking the Etch-a-Sketch, right? You draw on an Etch-a-Sketch, you shake it, and it erases everything, right? This sort of shakes everything after you've put a lot of pressure on the tissue. You may have, you know, squeezed some tissues together, and they may have lost some of the gliding action between the muscle groups. Let's see if I'm even on camera. Yeah, okay. So this is a good way to just restore the muscles gliding across each other. And again, while I'm on an area, I can have her contract the pec and relax it. So not really P and F, but the same concept, right? She can contract and relax. Again, you coaches out there that know more than I do, you guys can come up with your own applications. We can work some of that anterior deltoid right here. Hopefully you can see those waves going through that entire muscle group, right? I truly believe that this modality right here, whatever you want to call it, affects the muscles unlike most things out there. I've had clients with plantar fibroma, a growth of fibrous tissues in the plantar area. I've used this on them for a good solid 5 to 10 minutes, and they said that they've never had such relief from anything that they've gotten anywhere else, right? So, you know, if I'm seeing release in something like plantar fibroma, I know that this is working the way that it obviously seems to be working, which is loosening up all those connective tissues. Those waves are traveling through everything, loosening things up. And again, if you have the client move through a range of motion while you're doing this, if you have them contract and relax, using the muscles in the way they're supposed to be used in the range of motion, right? I believe you get a better effect overall. Sorry for the rough edges of this video and my talking. I didn't really script this out. I just wanted to get this out there to everybody. I believe this is going to be very helpful. I want everybody out there to start practicing with this, sharing with me the results that you get, right? Again, I would spend more time on each area. I'm just kind of going and demonstrating this, okay? So here's another application. We can take, she can relax. Go ahead, relax. Okay, let's take this band. Let's put it down low against, oh, here we go, on the band peg right there. Okay, stretch your trap, same thing, no, face the camera. Put it around your wrist. All right, get some traction on your trap. All right, so obviously you guys know what's coming. She knows what's coming, right? But again, extremely effective. Both sides of that trap. And again, I've done this on clients many times. You can just see the area lengthen as it relaxes, as it lets go, right? Sometimes the brain is guarding an area. And if the client can focus on their deep breathing while this is going on in the muscle, you see some amazing results. You know, a minute ago I said that sometimes I like to end sessions on this but also sometimes I like to begin the session with this as well. If I feel like an area is really, really guarded, a client has been walking around with something for quite some time, sometimes I'll spend 10 to 20 minutes just using this technique to loosen that area up before I go in and work some soft tissue. ART, FST, fascioabrasion technique, whatever it is, body tempering even. So I know you guys can't really see this, but you understand the concept, right, that I'm doing here. You want to be careful when you get around the neck. These are strong vibrations going through. It can make people kind of dizzy if you get on the neck area. But you stay in that trap area, you're golden. Okay. So again, we'll show you another pec, bicep. So go ahead, stay here, turn here, get a stretch along here. Okay. Okay. So people complaining of neuropathy down the arm, right? 7 different spots that nerve can be impinged and trapped. This is a good one for that brachial plexus. You guys might be able to see those waves going through there. Loosen everything up while she's stretching. And again, I would have her contract the pec, and then the bicep do a curl. And now relax. Breathe into it, real big breaths, stretch even more, right? This takes PNF to a whole new level right here. Go ahead, contract the pec first, bicep next, and then relax. And again, guys, we're going through this pretty quick just to demonstrate. And you go down the bicep right here, pec, bicep, and relax, right? Okay, relax. All right, so again, very rough video, but I wanted to get the technique out there to you guys so you guys could all start using it. Yes, you do have to buy 2 percussors, but I can tell you it's worth the investment. Again, I use the trigger point percussors. I get them, they're sold through Rock Tape, the company Rock Tape. So again, you guys experiment on your own, use that, and if you guys find some cool applications, you know, post your videos, tag me, send me whatever you've got. Hope you enjoyed that.